Today on Rappler. A migrant group calls for justice for a Filipino domestic worker whose burnt remains were found in a desert in Kuwait. BuCor Superintendent Ricardo Zulueta is still a no-show at the preliminary investigation into the death of journalist Percy Lapid. Supreme Court Senior Associate Justice Leonen questions the justice of the no-contact apprehension policy. Labor leader Chris Hipkins is sworn in as New Zealand's Prime Minister. Michelle Yeoh makes history as the first Asian actress to be nominated for the Best Actress Oscar in 95 years. Drag Race Philippines Season 1 winner Precious Paula Nicole is performing at RuPaul's DragCon in Los Angeles. And pop rock band Panic at the Disco disbands after nearly 2 decades. Overseas worker rights group Migrante calls for justice for Filipino domestic worker Julie Ranara, whose burnt remains were found in the desert in Kuwait. Migrant Worker Secretary Susan Ople tells DZBB the suspect, the 17-year-old son of Ranara's employer, is under Kuwaiti police custody. The Department of Migrant Workers condemns the heinous crime and urges the Kuwaiti government to work on the early resolution of the case. Ople also visits Ranara's family to condole with them and offer support. The DMW has yet to get the official police report and says it is in coordination with the Department of Foreign Affairs and the Kuwaiti authorities. Ranara's killing follows those of other slain domestic workers such as Joanna de Mafelis and Janeline Villavende. Bureau of Corrections Superintendent Ricardo Zulueta is still a no-show during the continuation of the preliminary investigation into the death of broadcaster Percy Lapid. Zulueta and suspended BuCor Chief Gerald Bantag both face complaints for the killings of Lapid and alleged middleman June Villamor. Zulueta and other respondents have yet to appear before the Department of Justice and have also yet to submit their counter-affidavits in response to the complaints thrown at them. Bantag has also yet to submit his counter-affidavit, but he appeared once before the Justice Department, while his legal counsels regularly attend the probe. After months of being under the radar, Zulueta finally appeared before the public in December 2022. He was implicated in the cases as early as November. Through his lawyer, Zulueta says he is not in hiding and is ready to rebut allegations against him. Supreme Court Senior Associate Justice Marvic Leonen questions whether the no-contact apprehension policy, or NCAP, will result in an unjust transfer of wealth.
When you do away with all law enforcers, this is retrenchment of a lot of people, and lots of families will not have their income. And where does the income go? It goes to QPAS. It goes to the owner of QPAS.
Leonen refers to QPAC's traffic systems, with whom various local government units in Metro Manila have existing partnerships for traffic enforcement solutions. Through the NCAP, the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority and some LGUs in Metro Manila aim to enforce traffic rules using artificial intelligence. During the oral arguments, Solicitor General Minardo Guevara says the money being collected goes to a special trust fund. Leonen also points out it is wrong to assume that just because a system is computerized, it is impartial. The SC issued a temporary restraining order in August 2022, halting the implementation of the policy after petitions questioning its constitutionality were filed. Labor leader Chris Hipkins is sworn in as New Zealand's Prime Minister following the resignation of outgoing Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern last week. The Labour Party elects former COVID-19 response and police minister Hipkins, 44, to lead the party and the country on Sunday. Ardern resigned last week, saying she had code "no more in the tank" to lead the country. Ardern on Wednesday tenders her resignation to King Charles's representative in New Zealand, Governor-General Cindy Kiro, at the Government House. Hipkins' deputy Carmel Cepoloni, the first person of Pacific Islander descent to hold the role, is also sworn in. Following his first cabinet meeting as Prime Minister, Hipkins says he would make the issue of New Zealand's cost of living central to his policy agenda. Hipkins is well known to New Zealanders for his competence in tackling the coronavirus pandemic as its COVID response minister. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences announces nominations for the 2023 Oscars. Michelle Yeoh makes history as the first Asian actress to be nominated for the Best Actress Oscar in the Academy's 95 years. while her film, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, tops the list of nominated films for the 2023 Academy Awards, securing 11 nominations, including a spot in the prestigious Best Picture race. Meanwhile, Angela Bassett makes history as the first Marvel Cinematic Universe star to be nominated for an acting Oscar for her role as Queen Ramonda in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Her nomination challenges a long-held belief by many big names in Hollywood, including directors Martin Scorsese and Quentin Tarantino, that Marvel films are not real cinema. The 95th Academy Awards will be held on March 12 in Los Angeles. From the United Kingdom to Los Angeles, Drag Race Philippines Season 1 winner Precious Paula Nicole will be one of the performers for RuPaul's DragCon in Los Angeles, USA. The RuPaul's DragCon LA event will be held on May 12 and 13 at the Los Angeles Convention Center. Precious will perform alongside fellow Drag Race franchise winners Danny Beard, Spanky Jackson, Jada Essence Hall, and Kylie Sonique Love. World of Wonder Productions teases the event will be called the biggest weekend in Drag Race history. DragCon LA will be Precious's second international DragCon event, following her participation in DragCon UK in January. Precious became the Philippines' first ever drag superstar when she bested 12 other Filipino drag artists to win the premiere season of Drag Race Philippines. After nearly 2 decades, Panic at the Disco is disbanding. Frontman Brandon Urie makes the announcement in an Instagram post explaining he will be focusing more on his family as he and his wife Sarah are expecting their first child. Urie says it's been a hell of a journey, but says he looks forward to his next adventure. He adds, "I'm going to bring this chapter of my life to an end and put my focus and energy on my family. And with that, Panic at the Disco will be no more." He went on to thank fans for their support through the years and says he looks forward to seeing them at Panic at the Disco's last tour. Panic at the Disco was founded in 2004 by Brendan, Ryan Ross, Spencer Smith, and Brent Wilson when they were still in high school. The following year, the band released their debut album, A Fever You Can't Sweat Out, which carried one of their biggest hits, I Write Sins, Not Tragedies. And that's today's wrap. I'm Ralph Rivas. Thanks for watching. Click the link below for the full story. Follow us on Rappler's YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.